Hello everyone, this is Siddharth, and in this video we will be solving another question from the list that I have shared with you. And this is has 3-1 next permutation. So in this playlist, I am solving all the question which is related to two-pointer approach. So this will, if you like, try to solve all the question from the #1 video that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel. Then you can able to remember all the question from there as well. So now let's move on to this question. I would suggest that you can watch my previous video as well, where I have uploaded all the remaining question. This is I think #12 in the playlist. So let's read out the question first. So we have given an array, and this array is representing a number. And what we have to do, we have to return a number which is just greater than this element. So uh, let me make you understand what the question is saying. So 1 2 3 is the number that we have given through the array. Now what we have to do, we have to return the number which is just greater than this element, which will going to be 132. So obviously we will be using two pointer here as well to solve this question. Now I would suggest that you can pause the video for some time and try to think how we can solve this question using two pointer approach. So what we can do, so let's take this 1 2 3 4 and 5. This number, let's take this number so that we can understand the question well. So what we can do to find the just greater element is that we can swap the uh, swap the element which is just greater than the element which is at the end of this number, which is 5. Why? Because we want the number which is just greater than 1 2 3 4 and 5. So uh, how we can do that? We can apply a condition that if we find any number which is just smaller than the number which is uh, if we able to find a number which is just smaller than its next number, then we can able we have find that number which we have to swap. Why is that case? Because only then we will able to find the number which is just greater than this 1 2 3 4 5. So this 4 is just smaller than this 5. So what we can do in the first phase, we will try to find this number which is just smaller than its next number. So after finding this number, what we can do, in the remaining element after this number, we will find the element which is smaller than just greater than this element, so that we can swap these two numbers and we will able to get our answer. So let me tell you how we will going to do this. So 1 2 3, let me draw it here. So 1 2 3 4 5 is the number. Now we have to find the number which is just greater than this. So uh, one way, if you try to think for another solution, then if you will try to swap the number with another number, then this that will not give us the uh, solution, because if we will try to swap this 5 with 3, then the number that will we will come up with, that will not going to be the number which is just greater than this. So for that, we just have to find that number which is just smaller than 5. So this will going to be our first phase. So after finding 4, we will be having 5 only in the remaining element. Now what we can do, uh, we will uh, we will try to find a number which is just greater than 4, so which is 5 itself. Now we will swap these two number. So now our number will become 1 2 3 5 and 4. Now in this case we will able to get the next number, but that's not the case for this number which we have got here. So this will going to be the answer for this 1 2 3 4 5. But suppose we have given this 1 2 3 5 and 4. Now we just have to follow the same approach for the phase 1. We will able we will continue up to the element which until unless we will able to find the element which is just smaller than this last number. So in this case it will going to be 3. So uh, we will move on to 3. we will able to find this number, which is 3 in this case. Now what we have to do, we have to find the element which is just greater than 3 in the remaining array. So that will going to be 4 here. Now after finding this, we will just swap these two number. So that will going to be here 4 will come, and here 3 will come. Now if you try to think, and if you will analyze this, then you will find that this is not the number which is just greater than 5 and 4. So for finding the just greater number, we just have to swap these two number as well. So what we can do, after doing these two phases, we just have to swap the remaining array. So this will going to be 1 2 4 3 and 5. So a new number will become 1 2 4 3 and 5. So this is the element which is just greater than this number 1 2 3 5 and 4. So now if I will summarize that how we will going to solve this question. First we have to find that index of the element which is just smaller than its next element. So this will going to be the first phase. So for that we can like add some conditions for finding that. Then then what we have to do, we have to find the element which is just smaller than just greater than the element which we are currently on, which we have find in the first phase, which will going to be 3 here. So after that we have to find the element which is just greater than 3. So in the remaining, so we have to find the element which is just greater from this. After finding this, we just have to swap the remaining array, uh, so that we can able to find just greater element. So that we will do swap the remaining array. Okay, so this is the approach that we will be using to solve this question. Now let's code this out as well, so that you can able to understand it well. So first what we have to do, uh, we have to start we have to find that number which is we have to find that index uh, which is just greater than its previous element. So for that what we can do, uh, int, so while let's initialize I first. So int I is equals to, this will be pointing to the number, second last number of our array, which will going to be 2 for this example. So nums dot length minus 2. So this will be pointing currently to the 1th index of our array. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to continue this loop and decrement the counter until and unless we will find the element uh, which is just smaller, or just smaller than its next element. So for that we can do I while I is greater than 0, and another condition will going to be nums of I nums of I should be nums of I should be smaller than I plus 1. So nums of I should be less than and equal to nums of I plus 1. So that will going to be 2, because this nums of I is smaller than the element which is just next to it, which is 3. So nums of I is less than or equals to nums of I plus 1. But we have to stop this loop. So for that what we can do, we can change this condition while nums of I is greater than or equals to nums of I plus 1. So if we will able to find this, then we just have to break out from the loop. So I minus minus, we have to do this. So after finding the index, which will going to be 2, because currently the I is pointing to 2 here. Now what we will be checking this condition, so obviously I is greater than 0, and nums of I is greater than or equals to nums of I plus 1, which is not the case. So we have to stop here. And if you will check, then this is the correct answer for the first example. So this is the right condition that we have added. Now what we have to do, we have to find the element which is just greater than this element which is at the index I in the remaining array. For that we can initialize another loop to find that number. So for that we can use like this. So while let's make a pointer as well, which will going to be int j, and j will going to be nums dot length minus 1. Now this j should be less than I because we have to find in the remaining element, and the another condition will going to be nums of I should be greater than and equals to nums of j. So if we will not able to satisfy this condition, then we have to break out from the loop. So after doing this, what we have to do, we have to just have to decrement the j counter. So that will going to be j minus minus. So currently the j will pointing to 3, and obviously the nums of I, which is 2, is greater than 3, which is not the case. So we will be stopping here. So the j will be pointing to 3 only. Now after doing this, we just have to swap these two numbers. So first let's swap these two elements. So for that we will be passing our array which is nums, and then we will be passing ith index and jth index. Now let's define this function as well to swap these two numbers. So public void swap, and this will be taking a, a array which will going to be nums and two index a and b. Now let's define the temp variable, which is the standard method to swap two variable. So let's point it to the element which is at the eighth index. So nums of a. Now after doing this, we just have to point the, as we have stored the value which is at the eighth index. Now we can initialize the value of b to the value of a. So nums of a, we will be storing the value of b here. Now in the last, at the value of, at the place of b, we will be storing the value which is we have stored in the temp variable. Okay, after swapping these two number, we just have to reverse the remaining array. So for that, what we can do, and also we have to check here also. So if the I should be greater than 0, otherwise exception will come. So we just have to check for if I is greater than 0, only then we have to do this. So and now we just have to swap these two number, and in the last we just have to reverse the remaining array. So for that, let's define the reverse function as well. So reverse uh, public, this will going to be void also. So reverse. So in this also we will be giving an array, and then we will be giving a starting index. So int start, from where we have to start reversing the array, that we will be giving from here. So let me do that as well. So uh, reverse is equals to, and we will be passing this array and the starting index, which will going to be nums, and starting index will going to be I plus 1. Now let's define this function as well. So first let's initialize the ending index, which will going to be nums dot length minus 1. And now we just have to apply the same thing that we have done in the two pointer approach. So while start is less than end, if this is the case, we have to start swapping the number from the last. So swap, we will be passing this nums array, and then we will be passing the starting index and the ending index. Now we just have to increment the start counter and decrement the end counter. Okay, so this is the reverse function and this is the swap function. and this is the main function which will be finding the next permutation. So now let's run this question as well, and we don't have to return anything. Okay, so this is the issue here. Okay, so this should be moved inside because of the scope issue. So let me move it inside this. Now what? Now let's try to run this question as well. Okay, so there is wrong answer for one test case. Okay, so this will going to be because we are not moving to the end. So this will going to be I should be greater than equals to 0, and here also I should be greater than equals to 0, and this is fine and this is fine also. Now let's run. So let's submit this as well. So we have successfully solved this question. See you in the next video. Bye.